Welcome to Uping stock price prediction. So we developed a tool based on the machine learning algorithm and the signal processing technique. So we can basically use this kind of software to track or predict the stock price fluctuation. So we can predict the trend line. So that means the expected kind of a maximum value or minimum value of the stock price fluctuation. So we can use this kind of information and the technique to basically maximize the trading profit and also minimize the trading risk. So for example, I will give you an example. So for example, we can right now this is a DIA stock. So this is a monthly chart. So that's a real-time stock price. So that means monthly chart. That means each vertical line is the stock price fluctuation in each month. So this is a 1 month real data. That's another month real data. That's the another month real data. So this is basically the August 2021. So that means this is the July's data in 2021. So you can see this kind of a trend line. The yellow trend line represents the kind of a resistance trend line. So this blue trend line represents the support trend line. So you can see this kind of a trend lines captures the fluctuation of the stock price very well. So this is the monthly data. So for example, this is the March data, March month in 2021. So you can see this kind of a stock price dropped down very a lot, and also we almost reaches to the low price region. So if we can capture this kind of stock price using this tool, and then that means it's a very good time to buy the stock at this low price region. And you can also see this this yellow trend lines captures the maximum value of the stock price fluctuation very well. So that means you can also see this kind of maximum value of the stock price fluctuation. So you can also check, for example, Tesla data. So this already updated to Tesla monthly chart. So right now is this vertical line is August 2021. So today is August 4th. So it's just started for 4 days. And then these trend lines are already printed out and generated. So and you can see this left tick is the opening price and the right tick is the closing price so far. So for the last month, so this is the opening price, and this is the opening price, and this is the lower price, closing price. So this is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value, and this is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value in basically in June. So you can see this kind of trend lines, yellow trend line and the blue trend lines are also capture the stock price fluctuation very well. So this is a monthly chart. So if we go to the weekly chart for Tesla, for example, this is a weekly chart, real-time data for Tesla. So that means this is the real data for this week. So this is August 4th. So this is the chart, the real-time stock fluctuation last week, and then that's a week before last week. So you can see this kind of stock price, and this can capture the minimum value for this stock very well. And for this kind of stock, for the last week, the Tesla have the high momentum, and then when it reaches to this kind of a high, the yellow trend line, and then it has a much higher momentum, and then it can basically goes up and it goes up and it goes to another region, so it goes to this region, so this region, so that means it has a higher momentum, and then you can still make a good decision to at least you can sell the stock at this time. If you purchase the stock around this low price region, you can still make a good deal, make a lot of money, because right now this minimum value is about 625 in that range, and this point, this timing is almost corresponded to about 660, about that region. So you can also check the daily chart. For this is the daily chart of Tesla. So that means each vertical line is a daily fluctuation. So this is the yesterday's data. So right now it's 6:50 a.m. It's early morning for today, so there's no data for today yet. So this is the data, real-time data for yesterday, and this is the opening price, and this is the right tick is the closing price, and this is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value of the stock price. So this captures the fluctuation of the stock price yesterday, and you can see yesterday, and there's a minimum values for captured by this yellow trend line, and also it's almost reaches to the maximum value of this yellow trend line. So it still, this yellow trend line and the blue trend line captures the fluctuation of the stock price yesterday, and actually captures for many days. You can see this is the Tesla data. So if you want to check it in a larger time frame, time range, so this is August, and this is July, and this is June 2021, and this is May 2021. So you can see more kind of data in the previous time. So you can also see at a different time, and this kind of yellow trend line and also the blue trend line also capture this kind of a stock price fluctuation very well. And in some region it may drop down or jump up to a different region, different band between different trend lines. And you can see for this kind of a timing, the trend lines captures the fluctuation of the stock price very well. So for example, this captures almost the minimum value of the stock price. So if you find this kind of a good timing, so it's a very good time to buy the stock at this region, low price region. And for this one, you can also see this, and this stock price dropped down to below a certain trend line. So this is a tool for good resolution. So we have another tool that can even predict the kind of the stock price fluctuation when it jumps down to another band or jumps up to another band. So right now this data is March, so that means this is around February 22nd. So if we check the another tool, so that's February 22nd. This is uploading. So okay, so that's just now is a Tesla. So we will go to Tesla data, and right now this is the Tesla monthly chart. So if we go to I think that's 2021 February 22nd, so it's around this March label. So you can see this is this is the stock price in that month. So we can check the weekly chart in a better resolution. So if we change it to weekly chart for Tesla, and if we go back to 2021 February 22nd. So right now this is a March label, right? This is a February, this is a March. So this is a week. So February 22nd is around this tick. So you can see based on this weekly chart for Tesla real-time data, so we capture this stock price with a better resolution. Capture the stock price in another region. So this is the blue trend line. This is the blue trend line, and when it drops down to below a trend line, and this dot actually is a predicted minimum value of this stock price that can expected to reach. So the stock price dropped down to this. When it hit this kind of the minimum value, so this is the predicted minimum value. So when it goes to this region, it's a very good time to buy the stock. So in some good time, we also predicted the minimum value of the stock price. So you can see in this kind of timing, it's a very good time to buy the stock even in this region. So if we check the daily chart, that's a daily chart for Tesla. So if we go back to, for example, go back to February, okay, let's do it in this way. Okay, the daily data, because there's a lot of daily data, so it can go back a lot. Okay, it's still going back. Okay, this is June, this is April, this is May, this is April. So when we go back a little bit more, that's February. This is February 22nd. You see, we found it. Okay, so this is February 22nd. That's a daily chart. That means each vertical line is a stock price fluctuation in each day. Okay, so this is February 22nd. So you can see this is February 22nd. In this day, you can see we captured using the trend lines, using the tool to capture these trend lines very well. To capture the fluctuation of the stock price. So you can see during that day, during February 22nd, the stock price fluctuates, right? It changes a lot from time to time. It's kind of oscillating, right? So when the stock price reaches down to a minimum value at a certain time, certain minute or hour at that day, so when it drops down to this kind of a minimum value, or maybe slightly below this stock price, the minimum value at that day, so we capture this minimum value of the stock price very well, and actually during that day, it has more momentum to shooting down actually. So for this minimum value, for that daily minimum value, so it even shoot down below a certain point, and then when it shoot down to a certain point, we already demonstrated that in the previous snapshot. We already demonstrate that the stock price also dropped down to another minimum value, to another kind of spot we predicted in weekly chart or monthly chart. So this is just the daily chart with a better resolution. So we also captured this very well. So this is basically this is the daily chart. So each vertical line is the stock price fluctuation. So because this is the one tool with another kind of a resolution, with a different resolution, so you can see this kind of stock price will change it from one region to another region. So this can capture this kind of switch, maybe like between different region. So if we use another tool with better resolution, so that's another tool with better resolution. That's a TSLA data. So we can February 22nd, that's this data. And this data, that's a daily chart for Tesla using another tool with better resolution. And you can see this kind of stock price. It has a much higher momentum to drop down below this trend line, but this is a daily chart because the daily chart will show the data with a small range. So if we switch to the weekly chart using this tool, so the February 22nd, and this is the weekly chart. Okay, so let's go back, try to see, find the correct year. Okay, this is the 2021, February 22nd. That's about this February. So in weekly chart, it basically captures this kind of a minimum value very well in different resolution. So we can see the monthly chart. February 2021. Yeah, that's this, around this. This is a February chart. No, yeah, that's a Tesla data. 2021. Yeah, 2021 is this data. February 22nd is this kind of real-time data in a month. So you can see in monthly chart, we capture that point, that special point very well in this chart. That's the March. That's the March 2021, and this is the February 2021. Okay, so it captures the minimum value of the stock price very well. Okay, thank you.